So how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be kind of doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be going over all the cards that released throughout the weekend or since Friday, and I'm kind of just going to be going over like their stats and badges and that type of thing. And another idea I was thinking of is I might start doing like however many cards are released, like in a given week, I'll just do a tier list with all those cards. I think that might be pretty entertaining. So depending on what you guys want to see, of course, just leave in the comments below. But those were kind of my thoughts on it. And I also appreciate you guys really spamming that last tier list. It was pretty much my most successful video in like 2 or 3 months. So I really appreciate that as well. And yeah, it kind of motivated me to come back tonight and make another video and kind of get back on the grind a little bit because, just because of how well my last video did. So yeah, today we're just going to be going over like the double take set and the season of giving Jason Williams and just going over all the card stats, badges, tendencies, all the stuff that really matters. So, yeah, of course, there'll be another sneaker video coming in a couple days, and then that's kind of my idea for my team. I'm going to start to get more consistent with my uploads as well, too. So that's something I'm going to be working on. So anyway, let's get into this set here. So in the double take set, there was, 13 cards. So as you can see, some of them are like pretty good, some of them aren't. I mean, you can just see that by the front of the card. There's a lot more on the back of the card, though, that will tell us what these cards are made. I shouldn't say the back of the card. I should just say on their badges. And I mean, if you're looking at the card in the actual game, it is the back of the card, to be fair. So I think that's a fair excuse. But anyway, we got Sapphire Allen Iverson here. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of use for this card. He's just too small, and he's he's just not good. Like, that's pretty much all there is to. He's got a 77.3. 84 driving layup, 25 or 65 driving dunk. He's got an 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 79 perimeter defense, which isn't too bad, but 79 lateral, that's pretty bad for a point guard. He's got gold giant slayer, gold slithery, gold volume shooter. He's got more shooting badges than you'd expect from an AI card, but again, it just really doesn't mean a whole lot. He has a few gold playmaking badges. He has handles for days silver, tight handles silver, gold interceptor. So badge wise, he's not looking horrible, to be honest. And stats wise, I mean, there is a little bit to be desired. But and then he has a 95 on-ball steal tendency, which is also really nice. That's pretty much the most important tendency in the game. Because if you're an off-ball defender, which even if you're not, there's situations where you're going to be defending off-ball, and that's just really important if the CPU is going to get steals for you. So that's basically what that stat means. And then with his SIGs, he has Treyberg base and upper 28. So, I mean, obviously a really good release. You can't go wrong with that release whatsoever. So, but he is 6'0". There's better Allen Iverson cards in the game, and there's just a lot better point guards in general. So I don't really see a whole lot of use for this card besides for his challenges. I think for 400 XP, you can score 50 points with it or something like that. I haven't done his. I have done this card's challenges, though. And then a Sapphire T-Mac. He had 15 three-pointers over the course of multiple games, and then there was one that was like, let me think here for a sec. I'm pretty sure it was 5 dunks in a game, which both of them were really easy. That's an easy 500 XP. Got that done in 3 games, I believe. Because he does have a 79.3, and it feels lower than that. And actually, I wasn't very smart. I didn't look at his hot zones before I started using him, and I was shooting from this left hash instead of the right hash, but then I started shooting from the right hash when I had only like 3 or 4 threes left to get with him. And he started making them much more consistently. So if you guys are trying to do that challenge, make 15 3-pointers for that 400 XP, definitely try and shoot from that right hash and don't make the mistake that I did, because he'll be way more consistent shooting from there. But anyway, like I said, a 79 shot 3, I mean, given the hot zones, I can see why it felt lower to me, but it definitely did feel lower when I was just shooting from the gray zones there. But that's probably why, I would say. And then he's got an 80 speed, 80 acceleration. Lateral quickness of 68 does kind of hurt him a little bit, but he's pretty good at like chase down blocks and that, which just because of his speed and his athleticism. I mean, his stats wouldn't really suggest it, but he is. I promise you he is. Gold brace starter, gold lap city passer. He doesn't have very many badges at all. He has a few finishing ones, but compared to AI, he doesn't have many badges at all. Tendencies. 54 on-ball steal, that's not ideal either. Trey Burke, Kobe Bryant upper, really, really good release, of course. I mean, T-Mac's always got pretty much a top 5 release in the game every year with that T-Mac base. So, you know, again, there's already a couple better T-Macs in the game, and there's a lot better shooting guards in the game if you need a shooting guard. So I would not recommend picking up this card even if you are budget, because there's just a lot better guys you can get for cheaper. But if you're trying to knock out his challenges, I mean, he's a decent card. He's definitely usable, so it's not going to be too hard if you want to do that. Next, we got Ruby Gary Payton. This is a card I did challenges for as well. You had to get like 1 steal in a game, which was super easy, and then I think like 50 or 60 assists, which took a little bit longer, but it was 600 XP, so it was worth it. I am at level 32 now, so I'm definitely grinding pretty hard for that Wade because I need that card. But yeah, anyways, got 73. Feels lower than that because he has no hot zones outside the arc. I mean, I think I took like 5 threes with him because that wasn't even part of his challenges, and I made 1. So that'll kind of tell you right there. He has a 90 perimeter defense, 90 lateral quickness, which is pretty good, 86 speed. You know, his stats aren't too bad. He's got a lot of playmaking badges and a lot of great defensive badges. So, you know, he's going to be really good on defense, of course, because he is the glove Gary Payton. So that's kind of a given. Tendencies, he's got a 98 on-ball steal. Of course, Gary Payton's always got a great on-ball steal. 96 pass interception, too, which is also huge. He has jump shot 40, which is like the, Detlef Schrempf, Shane Battier, Derek Fisher, Darrell Griffith. You know, it's a base that a lot of cards have, so you've probably used a card that does have this base. So his base is good, but his upper, on the other hand, is not. It's like Gary Payton, Brian. It feels a lot better on Brian Scalabrine. Trust me. His release is just, it's not as good as it would suggest. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So you're not going to want to use this card for shooting anyway. He's more of just a facilitating and defensive point guard, but you know he's all right. I mean, there's really no reason to pick him up unless you're on an extreme budget. But for challenges and all that, he is usable, so not too horrible. Next, we have Ruby Dominique Wilkins. He's a card that I actually really enjoyed using because his cards always have like an insane driving dunk, which let's see what it is. Yeah, 90 driving dunk, which is absolutely insane for a Ruby card. I mean, he's just always dunking over. He can dunk just as well as the Pink Diamond, but obviously playmaking and shooting, he's not as good. So, but dunking wise, he's just as good as the Pink Diamond, like no question about it. 77-3, which isn't desired. It feels higher than that. I mean, I don't know. I've just always loved his release. So, but we'll get to his release in a minute. Finishing badges, he's got acrobat. You know, he's got a lot. He has gold showtime, gold catch and shoot, gold volume. Has a few defensive badges. Doesn't have clam, so which kind of does hurt a little bit. No playmaking badges. Tendencies, he has a 69 on-ball steal, 73 pass interception. That's about average, not too great. And then jump shot 8. So jump shot 8 is a release that last year I actually got Opal Dominique Wilkins pretty early, so I used him for quite a while, and I actually used him at the end of the year too when he gave him an Evo update. But this is a shot that I liked last year and I like this year too, and a lot of people hate on it. They say, oh, it's too quick, it's pretty much unusable, but I think it's such a good release, man. And yeah, Dominique and Marquise Johnson both have it. And that Gary Payton is not the Gary Payton we just went over. That's his son. So if you guys were wondering, he does not have the same release as Gary Payton. It's much different. But yeah, I mean, once a Clyde Drexler comes out as well, he's going to have the same base. And I just think it's great. Upper, I mean, same. It's pretty good. I mean, just trust me. This card is pretty good for Ruby. Again, there's a lot better you can get for cheaper, but still not a horrible card. And for his challenges, he wasn't bad at all. I think his challenges were like 50 dunks over multiple, or no, it was like 40 dunks over multiple games, and then I can't remember what the 100 XP one was, but the dunking one wasn't too hard at all, because like I said, he just dunks over everyone, so not a horrible card at all. Now we got Ruby Andrew Bogut, 44 3-point, which, I mean, that's, you're not going to be shooting any threes with him, that's for sure. 44 speed with ball, absolutely horrible. 69 speed, 68 lateral quickness. That's not like as bad as you would think. Because on a center, I mean, they usually don't have very high lateral quickness, so he'll be able to get back on defense most of the time. He has quite a few gold defensive badges, which is nice. He has gold post spin technician as well. Gold back down punisher, gold cross key scorer. Cross key score is a really underrated badge, especially if you're trying to score with a player for challenges. But none of Bogut's challenges are scoring, so that's kind of irrelevant. He has like a rebounding one and then a block one. But yeah, that is his stats and badges. And then tendency-wise, 48 on-ball steal, 45 pass interception. That doesn't matter as much on a big man, so it's not too big of a deal. Set shot 8 is Arvydas Sabonis, DeMarcus Cousins, Yao Ming. And then his upper is like Jokic, I'm pretty sure. No, it's not Jokic, sorry. It's Manu Ginobili. But yeah, his release is not good at all. But he's not a card that you're going to be shooting with, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, anyway. Andrew Bogut, pretty much all he's going to give you is a big presence inside. I mean, there's a lot better centers you can get for a better price. So I'm not going to tell you to pick him up unless you're going to do his challenges, which is kind of the same with the rest of these cards that I've went over so far. But now we start getting into the cards that are a little bit more usable. The first one that we have here is Amethyst Hedo Turkoglu. Now, I love this card. Absolutely love this card. 6'10", 6'11 wingspan, 26 gold, 1 Hall of Fame. Look at his hot zones. I mean, look at his hot zones. That means so much more than you guys would think. It really does. 89 3-point, 90 shot mid, 83 speed with ball, 85 acceleration. He has an 80 perimeter defense as well as an 80 lateral quickness. All that is perfectly fine. More than fine, actually. He has gold cross key scorer. He has Hall of Fame catch and shoot, which is huge. Hall of Fame corner specialist. Hall of Fame gold corner specialist. I'm sorry, gold green machine. Gold range, which is absolutely enormous for this card. Gold steady does hurt a little bit. He does straight arm quite a bit, which is pretty much the only issue that I see with this card, besides his defense. I mean, his defensive badges are really. You definitely, if you're going to be using this card like in your main lineup, you're going to have to put bronze clamps on him for sure. But this is the first card so far I think could definitely be run like an unlimited lineup, and you could be successful with him because he's just so cash, man. I mean, he has a challenge that I think it's 90 points over multiple games, and I got it in like 4 games, like 4 triple threat games. It was like one limited game and then like 4 triple threat games. So yeah, I mean, that just tells you right there. I was just balling with this card last night. He also has a 59 on-ball steal, which is not great. That's not great at all, I'm not going to lie to you. But again, his defensive stats and badges are lacking too, so he's not going to be a very good defensive card. But then his base is Aldridge base, so that's kind of iffy. Upper Rudy Gay, which is pretty good, but his base is iffy, like I said. It's kind of one of those releases where you're going to have to use it quite a bit to get used to it. But what I do with the releases like this is just go into practice, and then you can take like 20 to 30 shots, and pretty much you're just like used to it. So instead of going into a game and not using it before. So, I mean, it's a release that you're going to struggle with right when you get the card, but trust me, when you get used to it, it's really good. So, yeah, that's Amethyst Hedo Turkoglu. He's really good. Defensively he's lacking, but once we get a better Hedo card, man, it is going to be insane. I always love Hedo in 2K. I liked him last year a lot too, that Opal. Next we have Amethyst Patrick Ewing. A little bit more usable than Andrew Bogut. Again, his challenges are about the same. It's blocks and rebounds. 65 3. You're not going to be shooting many threes with him anyway. He does have an 84 shot mid though, so a lot of times when I was playing like triple threat online the last couple days, I would just like pull up from mid range and people would just like paint sit on this card. You can pull it from like the elbow and make it almost every time. His release isn't great, but it doesn't really matter if you green it from that range, it'll still go in, so that's pretty huge. He also has Hall of Fame Back Down Punisher and Hall of Fame Drop Stepper, which are pretty underrated badges. Doesn't have very many shooting badges, but again, you're not going to be shooting with him much, so it doesn't matter. Defensively, he's got a lot of really nice badges. Hall of Fame Rim Protector's huge. Hall of Fame Post Spin Technician's also huge. Tendencies, pass interception, almost steal don't really matter again because it's a center. Patrick Ewing release, not very good, but again, you're not going to be shooting any deep shots with this man, and if it's like from the elbow, you don't really need to green it anyway. So his release is not all that relevant, to be honest with you, but this card's pretty good. Like if you're a budget guy and you need a big man, he's pretty good for about like the 4K mark for sure. So yeah, that's Amethyst Patrick Ewing. Now we have Amethyst Sean Kemp. Now this is probably the best card we've gone over so far. As far as usability goes, you could argue Hedo, but defensively Hedo's going to struggle. But all around, this might be the best card that we're about to go over, that we've went over so far. So anyway, yeah. Amethyst Sean Kemp, 91 overall, 83 point, which is huge. And he's got an all-right release too. We'll get to that later as well. But yeah, 73 lateral quickness. That's perfectly fine for a big man. That's higher than Ewing's. That's higher than Bogut's. So, that's perfectly. 96 driving dunk. 83 ball handle, which is great for a big man as well. Playmaking badges are great. Finishing badges are great. Shooting, he's lacking, but I mean, that's all right. You're not going to be shooting with him too much. The 83 is pretty nice, but you're going to be dunking a lot with this card most of the time when you're scoring with him, so it's not too relevant. Defensively, though, again, it would be really nice if he had like Intimidator and Heart Crusher and Clamps and like some badges like that, but it's really not the end of the world, to be honest with you. 53 on-ball steal, 58 pass interception. Doesn't matter too much, again, because he's a big. Jump shot 23. I guess no one else has jump shot 23, so that's kind of, and then his upper's like Wayne Embry, Larry Johnson. That's not too bad of an upper at all. But yeah, trust me, his release is more unusable. It's way better than like Ewing's and Bogut's. So, I mean, this card's pretty good. Like, honestly, he's pretty good. If you add some defensive badges to him, which I don't know why you would, seeing as he's an Amethyst to be real, but if you add some defensive badges to him, he's more than usable in like an unlimited setting for sure, or triple threat online. So, pretty good card, definitely. And then next we got Diamond Hakeem Olajuwon. Again, he's going to be just another big that's going to hold down the middle for you. 77 shot 3, which he doesn't have any hot zones out there, and he has a slow release too, so you're probably not going to be shooting too many threes with him. And then he's got an 80 driving layup. Oh, my bad, I just got to stretch a little bit. 80 driving layup, 77 acceleration, 77 speed, 78 perimeter, 78 lateral quickness is more than fine for a big man. So stats-wise, he's looking pretty good. Finishing badges, he's looking pretty good too. He's got 3 Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame deep fades, gold hot zone hunter, gold catch and shoot. Those are pretty nice badges to have on a big man. Hall of Fame Dream Shake. I mean, of course, he is Hakeem the Dream. Even if he had an Emerald card, he would have Hall of Fame Dream Shake. I mean, that's kind of just a given. Hall of Fame Post Spin, Hall of Fame Intimidator, which is huge. I think this is the first card with Hall of Fame Intimidator that we've seen yet, so that's definitely huge. Tendencies, he's got a 59 on-ball steal, 60 pass interception. Signatures, set shot 18. I think this is like, yeah, this is Jokic and Bryant Reeves. So not very good. Again, not very good. His upper's better than those guys, though. So DeMarcus Cousins and Hakeem upper. So his release isn't going to be as bad as Jokic's, but it's still not going to be good. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, you're not going to be shooting with this card, though, anyway. But as far as holding down the middle, I mean, he is going to give you more than what you need for sure. So Diamond Hakeem, definitely a pretty decent card. Now we got Diamond Karl Malone, the mailman. So he's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. Hot zones in the corners. 18 gold badges, 7 Hall of Fame badges. 86 shot mid, 83 point, 92 shot close, 95 driving dunk. 80 acceleration, 79 lateral quickness, which is huge because his Amethyst had like a 50 lateral quickness, so that's big. Defensively, he's got some nice badges. Gold Intimidator's huge. Gold Box is huge. Gold Brick Wall. Gold Rebound Chaser. Gold Break Starter. Gold Post Spin. Gold Dream Shake. Gold Catch and Shoot. Gold Corner Specialist is huge on this card because he's got an 83 and he's got hot zones in the corner. So if you're looking for a power forward that needs to just sit in the corner on offense, I mean, he's going to be cashed from there. So that's absolutely enormous that he has those 3 qualities. And then finishing, he's got 6 Hall of Fame finishing badges, which is absolutely insane as well. So badge-wise and stat-wise, this card's looking really good. Really, really good. 57 on-ball steal, 52 pass interception. Not great, but he's a big. Karl Malone upper, Karl Malone base. I mean, trust me, his release was money last year and it's money this year again. So just absolutely cash. This card is really good. I mean, I would argue he's probably better than Hakeem for sure. So that is Diamond Karl Malone. And again, I forgot to go over kind of like the set as a whole. It's called the double take set. So kind of the point of it is, you look at like Dominique and you see him in a Spurs jersey and you almost like have to double take it because you're like, oh, he played for the Spurs. Yeah, that's kind of the point of the set is you look at these cards and have to kind of take a double take. So I kind of like what 2K did there. I think it's pretty funny. So give credit to where credit is due. I think that's pretty cool. And now we have Pink Diamond Derrick Rose, who is arguably the best point guard in the entire game. Now, I rank him number 2 myself. I think Steph Curry's still better just because of pure shooting ability. But man, there's a lot of people that would tell you that this is the best point guard in the game. Anyway, though, 6'3", 6'8" wingspan, 28 golds, 10 Hall of Fames, 3 hot zones outside the arc, 89 shot mid, 85 3-point. He's got an 84 perimeter defense, 91 lateral, 97 speed, 97 acceleration, 95 driving dunk. Badge-wise, I mean, he's just got everything you need besides range extender. Again, that's another reason I think Steph is better. I know that you can get range extender on this card, but having to pay that much just to make him better when you're already paying like $350K for the card just makes it so that it's not really worth it to me. I still think Steph is better, but again, badge-wise, besides range, he's got everything that you need. Gold clamps, Hall of Fame quick first step, unpluckable handles for days, tight handles. He's got everything you need, man, badge and stat-wise, besides range, like I said. So, yeah, and then 84 on-ball steal, 80 pass interception, great there, too. Derrick Rose release, it was good last year. It's good this year, too. So, yeah, man, this card's absolutely elite. By far the best card in this entire set. No question about it. And then we got Pink Diamond Dwight Howard. So, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan, which is pretty huge. I'm not going to lie, that's pretty huge. No hot zones outside, but he's got a 52 shot 3, so you're not going to be shooting threes with him anyway. He's got a 97 driving dunk. He has a 65 speed with ball, 84 lateral quickness. That is huge for a big man like this, just especially an inside big man. 88 acceleration, 88 speed. Hall of Fame contact finisher, Hall of Fame relentless, Hall of Fame showtime. Which, if you guys don't know, besides range and clamps, I think showtime is the most important badge in the game because it puts like your whole team in takeover if he gets a couple dunks. So, I mean, that's such an underrated badge. Silver post spin technician, no shooting badges, but he's not going to be shooting for you anyway. Hall of Fame intimidator, Hall of Fame box, Hall of Fame post move lockdown, Hall of Fame rebound chaser, and Hall of Fame rim protector. I mean, badge wise, besides shooting, he's got it all, man. Tendencies: 65 on ball steal, 99 contest shot, 50 pass interception. He has Dwight Howard a base and Dwight Howard upper, bad or least, but he's not going to be a shooter anyway. Now, where does he rank in centers as a whole for me? I still think people like Dave Cowens and Blake at center are better just because of their raw like shooting ability. But as far as like an inside defensive rebounding non-shooting big, this is probably the best in the game. Like, I don't think you're going to get a whole lot better if you just want your big to hold down the middle. So definitely, again, a really, really good card. Next is Pink Diamond George Gervin. So Pink Diamond George Gervin, the thing that jumps out at me right away that kind of really does suck about this card is he has no hot zones outside the arc. He does have an 86-3 too, which with a coach and a shoe, same with D Roses who had an 85-3. If you put a coach, if you have a good coach and you put a good shoe on him, that'll get up to about like a 90, which is huge. I would definitely recommend that if you have either of these cards. It's definitely worth it. And then he's got a 95 driving dunk, 96 acceleration, 90 perimeter defense, 90 lateral. He's got some good shooting badges too. Like, he's got range, so that makes it suck even more that he doesn't have any hot zones outside. Gold Deadeye, gold corner specialist, gold catch and shoot. All kinds of Hall of Fame finishing badges. Hall of Fame quick first step, Hall of Fame clamps, gold intimidator. I mean, badge wise, he's looking great. You know, if he had like hot zones all along the perimeter, I might, be tempted to say this card is better than D Rose, but he just doesn't. 33 on ball steal hurts him as well, to be honest with you. Jump shot 40 again. That's like the deadlift Shane Battier. One of the most common releases in the game. And his upper's good too, so his release is really good. Only has those couple minor flaws, but this card again is absolutely elite, and that is the collection reward for the double take set. Pink Diamond George Gervin. So overall, I think Derrick Rose and George Gervin are the two best cards. I think Derrick Rose is definitely the best though. But some of these diamonds and I wouldn't use any of the rubies or sapphires, but some of the diamonds and amethysts, like Karl Malone's really good too, and so is Shawn Kemp. So definitely some really good cards in this set for sure. But anyway, after going over the double take set, I think we're done there. So let's get on to the cards that came out today and the season of giving Jason Williams. So here we have Ruby Bobo. Again, I'm going to be looking to do this man's challenges. I think it's points and rebounds. He got an 82 3-pointer and hot zones. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's pretty funny. 60 speed with ball, 67 ball. I know Bobo can shoot, but I didn't know that they were gonna give him like above an 83 on a Ruby card. I thought maybe it'd be like a 70, but that's cool. I mean, in the hot zones too, that is cool. So it'll be kind of fun using this card, I guess. 68 acceleration, 68 speed, lateral quickness 58. That's not good. It's one of the lowest laterals we've seen so far. So just with that, and then his lack of badges as well, I don't think he's going to be very usable in like a competitive unlimited setting. But still, I mean, he's not going to be horrible. I don't want to say he's going to be horrible. 35 on ball steal, 45 pass interception. Brooke Lopez base, which I don't like at all. I'll be the first to say I don't like that release at all. It is like the Elgin Baylor, Darius Miles, Sam Perkins, Chris Tapps. I hate Chris Tapps' release, and I hate Sam Perkins' release, and I hate Darius Miles' release. So if I hate all three of those releases, I'm probably not going to like Bobo's release either. But I mean, that's alright, because I'm not going to be using the card a lot anyway. I'll probably just get him for the challenges and then sell him. So I'm not going to say he's going to be an unusable card, because he definitely won't be, but he is lacking a lot of badges, so not the best card in the world. Now we have Amethyst Chandler Parsons. I'm kind of pumped about this card, because we have not gotten a good Chandler Parsons card. Like, I think they dropped like a diamond in the Spotlight Sim moments last year or something like that. But that was at the point where there was just so many opals in the game. There was no reason to pick up this card, because there wasn't challenges last year or anything like that. So, I mean, I really never picked him up, but I'm going to be using this card, so I'm kind of pumped to do so. He has an 88-3 and 80 driving dunk, 79 speed, 83 lateral, which is decent. Oh, God, though, he's only got shooting matches only. My goodness gracious. I would have expected at least like a couple defensive badges, but I guess not. No clamps kind of hurts too, but he does have gold range. He's got all the shooting badges he needs. Steady's going to kind of hurt him a little bit. He's going to straight arm a lot, but that Hall of Fame corner specialist is going to be huge as well for sure. So badge-wise, obviously he's lacking, but shooting-wise, this guy's going to be a sniper for sure. 38 on-ball steal hurts him as well. Jump shot 36. What is this jump? Earl Monroe. Okay, so Earl Monroe is a token reward, and I actually got him like probably about a month ago, so I've been using him a decent amount. It's a release, again, where when you first start using it, you're going to hate it. I promise you, when you first start using it, that you're going to hate it, but if you kind of practice with him a little bit, you can get used to it for sure. That's kind of how I felt with Jeff Hornacek as well. I haven't used Doug Christie much, but those other two cards, just kind of given how their release was, I would say, go into practice with him first and shoot with him a little bit in practice before you go into a game. But yeah, Chandler Parsons Amethyst, just going to be an absolute sniper. That's really all he's going to give you. Now we have Diamond Gordon Hayward. So Diamond Gordon Hayward, 6'8", 6'7" wingspan. He's the first card I've seen since Amethyst Tyler Hero in the Flash 4 set to have a smaller wingspan than his height, which kind of hurts a little bit on the defensive end, but it shouldn't matter too much. 2 hot zones from the left there. 89-3, which will go up with the coach in his shoe again. 80 speed with ball, 81 lateral, 84 acceleration, 84 speed. So stats-wise, he's not looking too bad at all. And then badge-wise, he's not looking too bad at all either. Clamps would be nice, but, I mean, you can still get clamps, I guess, if you wanted to. Gold quick first step is also pretty nice. He's got some nice Hall of Fame shooting badges, gold range, gold steady again, which means he's going to straight arm a bit. Gold cross key score. He has some good finishing badges as well. So badge and stat wise, he's looking pretty good. 19 on ball steal. My goodness gracious. Defensively, this card's going to be horrible. Like, I'm sorry, unless you put clamps on him defensively, this card's going to be horrible. So if you're looking to pick up this card for your main squad, you're going to have to put clamps on him for sure. Jump shot 28. That's Gail Goodrich. Yeah, that's a good release. Del Curry, yeah, that's definitely a good release. So he's going to be wet for sure. Yeah, so Diamond Gordon Hayward, again, he's like a better Chandler Parsons, honestly. Like, he's just a better version of Chandler Parsons, just a better shooting, a little bit better defensively, but still lacking on the defensive end Chandler Parsons. So pretty comparable cards right there, to be honest with you. But the last card that we're going to go over today is going to be Pink Diamond Jason Williams and 92 3-ball. I mean, that's pretty high for sure. 65 driving dunk, 92 speed with ball, 92 acceleration, 90 lateral. So stat-wise, he's looking great. Shooting badges looking pretty good, finishing good as well. Playmaking, my goodness. I mean, that's 9 playmaking badges right there. That's absolutely insane. 9 on Hall of Fame, that is. I mean, that's just crazy. He's going to be insane at playmaking. Gold clamps, too. That's also huge. So shooting, pretty much everywhere he's looking great. But the thing that's kind of making me hesitate a little bit about this card is his release last year was garbage. Like, it was absolutely disgusting. So slow, so hard to green. So that's kind of what's holding me back. If he has the same release he does last year, he's not going to be very good. But we'll see what release he has. 40 on-ball steal, that hurts him a little bit. But with gold clamps, it won't be that horrible. And here we go, the moment of truth. Jump shot 24. Oh, goodness gracious. He's got the same release as a gold card. I did not use his gold card, but just seeing that makes me think that he's got the same release as last year. And if he does, this card's not going to be great. This card's not going to be great at all if he does. Upper 42, Rashard Lewis. Yeah, I guess so. This card depends on his release. If he has a good release, he's going to be elite. If he doesn't, he's not. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. But yeah, anyway, that's the end of that set today. The Jason Williams Season of Giving set that came out today. And we went over the double take set as well. So yeah. I did have Vandaway and like Reeves and Dana Barros in my tier list, so that's why I did not go over them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that idea of doing like a tier list of cards that come out throughout the week. I think that would be a pretty good idea. It'd be fun for me to do too. So if you guys want that, comment down below. And I really appreciate you guys sitting through this video. If you have, again, same with the tier list. You know, it's a pretty long one again, but I really appreciate you guys if you have sat through all of it. But I do think that that is going to be about it on this one. So a like and sub would also be greatly appreciated because I did already record this and the audio didn't work. So yeah, a like and sub would of course always be appreciated for sure. So anyway, I think that is about it. So I will see you guys in the next vid.